Peace and greetings, family. I hope that all is well with each and every one of you. I want to say thank you for coming to listen to this information that we're all going to need to start implementing in our lives very soon. Now, we're going to talk about the basics of electricity. I know it sounds like a boring subject, but I'm going to try to bring some life to it. Let's start off by identifying ourselves. How often do we see ourselves as being of one mind with the earth? If we were ever separated from earth in our present state that we're in now, we would lose our minds. We're just that connected. From our breath to our thoughts to our etheric and our physical bodies, we are connected to this earth. And by now, for those who study cosmic science, we should know our galactic signature verbatim, along with our destiny oracle. What other archetypes are we working with? We should know the earth family that we belong to and the clan. We should know which chakra and the part of our body that our archetype represents. Because we are one with earth, our archetype also represents a specific area of the earth. And we can find this information out on the website lawoftime.org. Now let's go back to the past. Let's go back to the rain. Not the Big Bang, but the rain. That is when two inharmonic fields of force came together. One of the forces was the thought of God. The other force was with ether. Now, ether is a constant inert force that transcends from microcosmos to the macrocosmos, and it continues infinitely. That's going to be important to remember. Particles called Cessna points emerged from the breaking of that ether. All that exists, manifest or unmanifest, came from the Cessna points, which in turn englobe each other to form some fields, S-U-M. Some fields are stable and self-delimiting. What do I mean by self-delimiting? It's like a type of a program. Think of some fields as some type of a probability clauses, algorithms, theoretical computer science concepts, this type of thing. We can see how, for instance, the Mandela effect, parallel existences, simulations, entangled timelines, virtual realities, all of this stuff comes from these beginnings, okay, of the sun fields. Now keep in mind that CERN has been fiddling with the energy through quantum physics. Now quantum physics and metaphysics are the same. The only difference is that quantum physics is something that is done without, okay? It is done outside of ourselves. We need to know how energy works so that we can go within and use metaphysics so that we can keep other entities, governments, people, whoever, from dictating our path, okay? Now, at any rate, some fields define where the Cessna points have their activity. That can either be a spherical or a cube form, and we call these forms car pins. Now, what is the deal about the shape of a sphere and a cube? Well, the sphere is the absolute of absolute, whereas the cube is the absolute of the relative or a comparison. All knowledge of cosmic history is contained in and derived from these two structures, the cube and the sphere. Now, once the Cessna points are assigned their shape, they cannot go back into ether. It takes 500,000 cubical car pins and 500,000 spherical pins to create a megacar pin. From the megacar pins emerge energetically charged networks that initiate polarity, and that's called myriads. There are three types of myriads: neutral, positive, and negative. Now, neutral is a group of 3 megacar pins in a triangulation in one plane. Positive is a group of 6 megacar pins in triangulation in 2 planes. Negative is a group of 9 megacar pins in triangulation in 3 planes. And a lot of you already see the pattern, 3, 6, 9. We know that from Nikola Tesla. The combination of any 2 types of these myriads arises the primary electrical particle called positive energy. We're looking at positive energy traveling in a circulating form, and we call that positive energy dumb quali. It is red. Now, the negative current is the electrical line of force that travels in a rectilinear form, blue dumb dwarf. And this is the beginning of the part-time. They interact within radioplasma flows. What are radioplasma flows? We call them days in the artificial. They interact effectively, creating reality, understood as a multidimensional spectrum. So that's why it's important for us to know how energy works. The 6 types of electricity in the cosmos are the neutron, the dumb quali, dumb dwarf, electron, and chemio. Energy is in abundance in this universe, and we know that. Based on a universal law called the law of attraction, energy flows where thoughts go. Energy made up of atomic and subatomic particles of the quanta of energy that works with structural stages of our chakras and with our auric lines of force to fasten our aura. When we talked about electricity being the creation of different force fields or lines of force that exist independent. Remember, I made a big deal about being independent of electrons. Because with this information, we can apply it to ourselves and identify the function of how our auras are formed, how our chakras are energized. And in the next video of this series, we're going to talk about this along with how our thoughts are being affected by this energy, how it's being affected consciously and unconsciously. So I want everyone to stay tuned, but please go back and check your destiny oracle. Start knowing where you are on the planet Earth, your archetype. What about your body? What part of the body does your archetype represent? Because as we continue on, I'm slow walking. Yes, that's what we're doing. But I don't want to lose anyone. I want everybody to stick with us because we're going to see how easy it is to go into another parallel existence through our words, through using our mind, will, and spirit. It is not for us to become the project for social engineering, period. Today is Can 203, the Blue Galactic Night, with the power of abundance, the action to dream, and the essence of intuition. Looking at the galactic tone, we have the power to harmonize, the action to model, and the essence of integrity. Time, V3H21. Time is a universal factor of synchronization. And time is in the 3rd time dimension, 2nd mental sphere. It is on the 9th magnitude. And anytime that the matrices lands in the blue area, that's known as external time flow or present time. We use the essence of the magnitude. Remember, we have powers, actions, and essences. And in this case, the 9th magnitude activates solar intention. Intentions are being activated in cosmic synchronization, the 3rd time dimension, in present time. And since time consists of those things that we want to see realized, informative samadhi can help us to avoid the snares of social engineering media through the subconscious. We're being informed about what to do to keep abreast of manipulations by the wickedly wise, along with their algorithms and their tethers. When we learn how to maneuver ourselves within universal law and energy, we will always be victorious over those that choose personal will that leads them down the low vibrating primrose path. Space, V17H13. We know space to be an infinitely locatable point. And here is located in the 6th mental sphere, 6th time dimension of the blue dwarf luminic force field of subliminal conscious. Now let's just take a minute here and recall that this is the area where we receive messages and signals and inklings, maybe some chill bumps, ear ringings, all of this stuff for confirmation, for underlying, below surface, otherworldly, and even unexplainable knowledge. Our space is on the 24th magnitude of beta beta, hyperplasma. that supplements, transforms, modifies, or undergoes some type of change in our external space flow of Cosmic Cube. Now we know that Cosmic Cube deals with striving for higher dimensional mind in the force field of waking conscious mediumship. So since we're talking about space, the space that we wish to experience can be achieved when we reach for the higher dimensional thoughts, without putting limits or impossibilities on our space of what we think we can have or deserve or whatever. Although there are 28 magnitudes in our hyperplasmic flows, which is the same as the number of days in each moon, 28, right? Significant changes are occurring in our space right now. So all we have to do is be the mental architect of our space. Remember, this is Cosmic Cube here. Space is infinitely locatable, meaning that whatever we can think, we can experience it in the now. Cosmic electricity will make it happen. Synchronicity, V15H3. Synchronicity is the operation of a higher moving template of mathematical order that coordinates all phenomena telepathically. And synchronicity is located in the second time dimension of cosmic ascension, fourth mental sphere of continuing consciousness. It is on the second magnitude of the sixth dimensional ESP circuit that activates subliminal communication in beta alpha, force field of higher mind. Remember, higher mind activates the fourth mental sphere, continuing consciousness. Now, when events that we've ordered unfold in our favor, it's synchronicity, right? It's perfectly coordinated. It makes us feel good, doesn't it? And here, subliminal communication is activated, meaning that whatever gnosis or telepathy or any informational downloads that we get, it's not going to leave our mind. We're not going to just toss it to the side. We're in continuing consciousness. We're concentrating our focus on receiving those messages with the understanding that synchronicity is coordinating all the components that are needed for it to unfold telepathically. And we're experiencing cosmic ascension here. And that's something that artificial intelligence just can't do. Peace to the gods.